In recognition of Economic Development Week, we asked some of our community partners what their organizations do to support economic development and their community, and here's what they had to say.
TriDec has always been about economic development. We're now in our 60th year, and we started out as a Tri-City Nuclear Industrial Council. Back then, it was about making sure that federal dollars came into the Tri-Cities to build our community so that we always had the growth and the right kind of economy and diversity that we needed. In the 80s, as the Hanford mission transferred from production into cleanup, TriDec merged with the chamber and we became more of a traditional economic development agency. And so economic development is really about our community. It's about making sure our community grows in the right ways, that we have diversity so that we're not reliant upon one funding source like the federal government as an example, that we want to make sure we have good manufacturers, good retail and service jobs, good healthcare and hospitality industries, which we really do in the Tri-Cities. And so TriDec's really about all aspects of economic development as it applies to our community. We work with companies, existing companies, help them to grow. We work with companies that are interested in moving into the Tri-Cities, facilitate their site visits when they come to look at our community. We connect with entities locally that own property, like the City of Richland would be a prime example, our ports that also own property. We also are the local associate development organization, and so we contract with Washington State Department of Commerce, and we are able to do grants and programs and initiatives that the state likes us to provide locally for small businesses as well.
The Port was established in 1958 by our community. The Port of Benton is committed to developing local business, recruiting industrial and commercial companies, collaborating with our partners to create economic prosperity in the region, and maintaining multimodal transportation networks. The Port has a diverse economic development focus, ranging from agribusiness, transportation, clean energy, and technology development to advanced manufacturing. The Port of Benton has over 2,000 acres across 12 sites in our district. Our port sites support over 3,200 direct jobs and 10,000 indirect jobs within our district.
Promoting prosperity and helping businesses grow is really at the core of the Tri-City Regional Chamber's mission. The Tri-City Regional Chamber directly impacts economic development in a number of ways. We amplify the voices of diverse business leaders through our advocacy efforts, and we create opportunities and run programs that help people start and grow businesses. And currently, through the Business Resource Initiative, we're partnering with Benton County to award $3 million to businesses that were adversely affected by COVID-19. And for a number of years, we've partnered with the City of Richland on the Economic Gardening Program. Economic gardening is the oldest and best tested entrepreneurial program in the country. This trademark strategy helps local companies scale up and create jobs. The Tri-City Regional Chamber works diligently to be a catalyst for business growth, a convener of leaders and influencers, and a champion for a strong community.
Economic development is one of our core missions. We basically work with the local governments in our region to help them create an environment where business can thrive and grow. So that might be infrastructure or transportation planning, it might be access to data that supports growth, but for us it's all about what's happening in our region to make it a great place to be. Our direct impact on economic development comes from helping the local governments create that culture where business can grow.
Business recruitment and retention and supporting our small businesses are the cornerstone of economic development and what we do to serve our communities every day. Collaboration has been the cornerstone of economic development in the Tri-Cities and our community for many decades, and we'd like to see that continue for decades to come. So the importance of this collaboration and partnership and relationships is really what makes economic developers successful, both in our community, around the state, and nationwide. So here's to the next few decades.